Hi, welcome back to day 22 of online learning. We're going over Unit 7, Lesson 1.4, and we're working still on addition and subtraction problems and making sure that we're taking notes and showing our work throughout. So one of your problems yesterday, which was for your half day, which was with paperclip problems. Number 2 says, Joel and his cousin bought 4 boxes of paper clips. How many paper clips did they have? So I'm going to first see that they have 4 boxes of paper clips, and it's asking us how many did they have. And I remember that we said that 1 box of paper clips was equal to 100 paper clips. And you could have used your 100 grid to help you out, or you could have figured out that if it's 4 boxes with 100 paper clips in each, I could have just drawn 4 boxes to show this. And seen that it looks like 4 times 100, or 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100. Now I know that 4 times 100 is 100, 200, 300, 400 paper clips. So that means that Joel and his cousin had 400 paper clips. Then the problem asked, they used 45 paper clips for a school project. How many paper clips do they have now? So they started with 400 paper clips, and then they used 45 paper clips, and I'm just going to write PC for paper clips. And then it says, how many paper clips do they have now? So how many now? I want you to pause me and think about an equation that we can use to show this problem. So this problem is saying that they use paper clips and they're trying to figure out how many now. So if they're using the paper clips, that means that they're taking away. So an equation I can use is 400 minus 45 and figure out how many paper clips they have now. And I want to use a number line, but first I need to separate my 10s and my 1s and what I'm taking away. So this would be 40 plus 5, which is equal to 45. So I'm making my number line, and since it's subtraction, I know I'm going to start over here. To show 400, and then I'm going to be taking away 45. And what I'm going to do first is break it up into 10s to make it super easy. So I'm going to first take away 110, and 400 minus 10 would be 390. Then I'm taking another 10 away, which would be 380, minus another 10, which is 370, minus another 10, which would be 360. And you could have taken away 40 all at once, but the reason that I did minus 10 4 times is that way I'm able to see really clearly minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, and then minus 40. That way I'm making sure that I'm keeping track, making sure I'm not making any mistakes. And now I need to take away 5. So I took away 40, and now I need to take away 5. So I'm going to count backwards. Minus 5, 360, minus 1, 359, minus 2 would be 358, 357, 356, 355. And I could also think about if I added 5, I would get to 360 from 355. So my answer would be 355, and our label is paper clips. So there's 355 paper clips left. So what we did here is a mixed operation equation. Up here, we first showed 4 times 100, and we figured out that equals 400. Down here, we did 400 minus 45. So we did both multiplication and subtraction. Pause me and think about a way that I can make both operations one equation. What I can do is I can make it 4 times 100 minus 45. And that would equal our answer, which is 355. I did both equations because I know that 4 times 100 would equal 400, and then I took away 45. So my mixed operation equation would be 4 times 100 minus 45 equals 355. So here I have us going over number 3. So number 3 says Tony and her sister had 500 paper clips. They found 15 more in her mom's desk. They used 65 clips to make a chain. How many paper clips did they have left? So if I was to write my rules, I would see that it says Tony and her sister had 500 paper clips. So they started with 500, and I'm going to write PC for paper clips. They found 15 more in her mom's desk. And I see that keyword more. So then they got 15 more paper clips. They used 65 clips to make a chain. So then they used 65 paper clips. And then it says, how many paper clips did they have left? So my question is, how many left? What I want you to do right now is pause me and think about what equation can I use to show all of these operations. I see that there's 2 steps. They found some more and then they used some. Pause me and think about an equation I can use to show this problem. An equation I can use is, since they started with 500, then they got 15 more. So then that means that I'm going to add 15, but then they used 65 paper clips. So she got more, and then they took some away. So now I'm trying to figure out how many they have left. So I'm going to use a number line for my first problem. And I'm going to, since I see that right here, it's 500 plus 15, I know that I'm going to start on my number line on the left side at 500. I'm going to break apart this number into my 10s and my 1s, so 10 plus 5, and then I'm going to add 10 more to get 510, and then I'm going to add 5 more to get 515. So what this is showing me right now is 515 minus 65 is my next equation that I need to use to solve, because we now figured out how many she had and once they started taking them away to make a chain. So they had 515 when they were making a chain, and then they used 65. So now we need to figure out how many they had left after they made a chain. So I'm going to use my number line. And so now I see that it's subtraction. So I'm going to start at the right side and write 515. And then 65 is like another way to say 6 tens. So 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens plus 10. And then I can't forget my ones place, so plus 5. So 6 tens and 1 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take away my first 10. And 515 minus 10, I'm just going to take away just from the tens place, is 505. Now I want to take away another 10. And I know that since I have a 0 here, that means that I need to take some for my hundreds place. So my hundreds place is going to go down to 400. And then I would have 95. So my number would be 495 if I took away 10 from 505. And I could also double check that by counting down from 10 on my fingers. So 505, 504, minus 2 would be 503, 502, 501, 500, and then 499. I now need to go into the lower 100. So 499, 498, 497, 496, 495. I'm going to take away another 10, become 485. Another 10 to become 475. Another 10 to become 465. And then another minus 10 to become 455. And then let's just make sure I have all my 10s to equal 60. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then I would take away my ones place, which is minus 5. So 455 minus 5 would be 450. So my answer is 450 paper clips left. I'm going to circle my answer. So remember, my equation started out with 500 plus 15 minus 65, and I needed to use two different number lines because one is addition and one is subtraction. For your half-D today, you're working on the skill of adding and subtracting 3-digit numbers on IXL. So just like we have done in the past, you are going to go on IXL and you're going to be making sure you have a scrap piece of paper next to you to be able to show your work and check what you're doing. So your have-to today is you're going to complete 30 minutes of IXL working on these two skills to get a SMART score of 80%. So you're only working on these two IXL skills, and that's C.3, add two numbers up to 3 digits, word problems, and D.3, subtract numbers up to 3 digits, word problems. Use a scrap piece of paper to be checking your work, and those are the two skills you should only be working on today. In order to get a 3 for your success criteria, you need to do 30 minutes on IXL on those two highlighted skills and achieve a SMART score of 80%.